that will do it. The Toronto Raptors beat the 13-7 Cleveland Cavaliers 100-88. Nick Nurse experimenting today. He brings Scottie Barnes off of the bench for the first time in the regular season in his NBA career. He brings Gary Trent Jr. off the bench for the first time in his Raptors career. And you know what? It may have just worked. The Cavs had some injuries, but this is still a good team. And the Raptors made them look like they absolutely were not. And get the win. Let's break it down for you in tonight's postgame show. $100-88. The Raptors keep the Cleveland Cavaliers not just under 100, but under 88. And they had some big offensive performances, and they had some monster defensive performances as well. Oh my goodness. The Raptors, they really shocked fans today. They shocked the NBA today when Nick Nurse actually made a change to the starting lineup when they had all five usual starters healthy. Van Vliet, Anunoby, Siakam, Barnes, and Gary Trent were all healthy to play today. A huge boost as Siakam returned from injury after a 2-week, 10-game, 3-week maybe, 10-game absence for the player. You couldn't even tell he missed any games in the first half the way he was playing. And beyond that, Nurse has them all available, and he drops Gary Trent Jr. and Scottie Barnes to the bench in favor of Hernangomez and Thaddeus Young, who have been starting games, and you know what? Have been playing really well. And it was a very interesting decision looking at it. Gary Trent have been advocating for a bench role in a six-man role for a number, I'd say a couple years now. I'd say a good amount of time at this point, especially in the offseason. I was really preaching that. Nick Nurse going to that, trying to ignite a player that is struggling, that made sense to me. Scottie Barnes, I thought, was a lot more strange. Both were strange. But Scottie Barnes, I thought, was even more strange because here's a guy who complements Siakam very well. I think Siakam is better with Barnes. I think Barnes is better with Siakam playing next to each other. So that was strange. But then, more thought went into it. Hernangomez has been playing well. He's not been the guy we expected him to be from a shooting standpoint, an offensive standpoint, but he's doing a lot of other things really well, and he's playing well. Thaddeus Young has been the unsung hero for a few weeks now. He's playing out of his mind. Decision-making is exceptional, and the offensive output has been pretty good. It's just two guys that allow Anunoby, Siakam to see more of the ball, get more touches, affect the game offensively in a greater degree, and they've just been playing well, and they've earned this starting spot. Barnes, Gary Trent, it's no secret, they've been struggling. Hernangomez and Thaddeus have been playing well. Nick Nurse, perhaps seeing a sort of tweak to the team to make them better. Looked good today. We'll go over that in just a second. Nick Nurse perhaps sending a message. Your spot is not guaranteed on this starting lineup. And you know what? People might comment and have things to say about, this could upset Gary Trent Jr. This could upset Scottie Barnes. Gary Trent's in a contract year. He doesn't want to be coming off the bench. You know what? Not saying there is, but if you got a problem with it, play better. Because if Thaddeus Young in his mid-30s and $2.3 million Juancho Hernangomez are outplaying you for the starting lineup role, then you need to have a serious conversation with yourself about what you're doing for this team. So Nick Nurse maybe showcasing that. And you know what? My God, did it work. It just allowed the Raptors to have a consistent flow of talent. So, like I said, Thaddeus Young and Hernangomez affecting the game without the ball on offense. Or Thaddeus Young, like when he gets the ball, can fire away for a quick pass and really affect this game, make them better. Juancho Hernangomez did a good job on the glass today. It was just an athletic player that just complemented the team. He added in that extra little bit of floor spacing to the starting five potentially. Only took 1 3-pointer tonight. Knows his role. Doesn't shoot too much. Took 3 shots. Took 1 3. You know what? Today, he hit that 3-pointer. And he had 6 rebounds. So you understand that. You allow more touches in effective areas for Siakam, who oh my goodness, in the first quarter he looked good, and the second quarter as well. OG, who looked great in the second half. Van Vliet wasn't his night shooting, but he had a positive game and was plus 24, the best on the Raptors. Then you go to the bench. You go to the bench where now Barnes and Gary Trent are coming in off the bench. You keep the consistent flow of talent there. You have the scoring and shot creation in Gary Trent now in a bench role. Barnes is allowed to be more of the focal point offensively in the ball handling department. And guess what? Scottie Barnes had a great game here. It wasn't like an eye-popping statistical game, but Scottie Barnes had a great game. And that's just something that we needed from him that we haven't been getting. Boucher wasn't as effective today, but this is a guy that you're going to continue to have coming off the bench in those sort of roles. And having him as that energy guy is going to be great, in my opinion, for your organization. Like, it just worked out today. Now, albeit you played against an injury-depleted Cavaliers team, no Allen, no Love, this is still a good team with good players. You made them look bad today. Now, Isaac Okoro is just so bad at basketball, he makes himself look bad. He was 1 for 11, 2 points, over 5 for 3. This guy sucks at basketball. Like, it's actually unbelievable how bad he is, considering how good this team is. But Mobley played well. Garland was a problem. You know who wasn't a problem? Donovan Mitchell. You barely even saw this guy today. He was a minus 21, the worst in the game, 8 points. Because OG Anunoby had this guy in hell. Absolute hell. 25 minutes, 3 for 11 for Donovan Mitchell. That's unheard of. OG locked this guy up and threw away the key, man. Unbelievable display by the guy that should be leading the race for the DPOY. And on top of that DPOY level game, he was 8 for 13 with 20 points. Siakam came back from injury. Siakam in the first half had 17 points on 7 for 10 shooting. He added in rebounds in the second half. He added in a lot of assists as well, just kind of easing him back into it. Took his foot a little bit off the gas in the second half offensively. Got his double-double. The Cavs were throwing doubles at him, so he was like, all right, you're going to throw doubles? I'm going to pass to the open guy. We're going to hurt you in that way. Presence of mind to do that. First game back from injury, and he looked like he didn't even miss any time here. Absolutely mesmerized from Siakam. This guy was just... I actually in the first quarter, because I warned people going into this game. I said Siakam might need a little bit of time here to find his feet, take a little bit of patience here. He had 8 points like the first 5 minutes. He had 2 like slashes to the rim. He had 2 free throws. Then he turned around and hit a fadeaway jumper off balance. I actually like legitimately almost started crying. I'm not even joking. I'm not even lying. My eyes started watering because this guy is so damn good at basketball, and he showed every bit of it today. And it is just unbelievable to me that this guy is a Toronto Raptors player. Not only is he a Toronto Raptors player, he is a player who wants to be in Toronto and succeed with this team in Toronto. Like this franchise has been so tortured in its history, and we're really we have turned it around. Superstar players want to be here. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. VanVleet again off night, but plus 24 was doing good things to this team still affecting the game without the scoring. Like I said, I'm happy with Young and Hernangomez. Barnes off the bench, 5 for 12, 11 points, filled up the stat sheet. 11 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 3 blocks, 1 steal, 2 turnovers, but good numbers all around. And again, beyond the box score, played well. Gary Trent still finding his feet. You know what? It was a positive thing here. He got 7 rebounds, 14 points, was affecting the game beyond the points. And he did get points, was helping his team. He was a good player tonight. You had, minutes here or there. We had garbage time. Boucher played well, but the bulk of the minutes went to Trent, Barnes, and Boucher. I think rightfully so. Team stats, I think you're going to see an absolute domination in the possession battle. You don't. You know what? The Raptors just shoot the ball well from 3, and the Cavs just don't shoot the ball well at all today. We had more turnovers than them, and they out-rebounded us. The defense was just on point. On pizzy for the Raptors today. And it started with the defense on Mitchell and the bench unit. The bench unit comes in, limits a lot of what the Cavs bench can do. We win a lot of these bench minutes. As a result, I'd say, from that positive group of players going to Raptors, we don't. The starters got beat up. I mean, all 5 of the starters were in the negative. And their bench wasn't even on the negative. What am I even saying? Raptors started. I think everywhere. Raptors starters, Raptors everybody. Everybody on the Raptors who played, I think, who got good minutes, played really well today. And the Cavs just did not have a good game. And the Raptors limited what they could do based on that defense. So we're seeing right now, is this what we're going to do going forward? Barnes and Trent coming off of the bench. It worked today. It's only one game. But my God, did it look good? And was this team fun to watch? Every minute of this game, there was a good 5 on the floor. And you could do that with the difference in minutes distribution based on those guys coming off the bench. Full speed ahead. As far as I am concerned, full speed ahead. This worked. It worked tonight. I don't know if it was Nurse sending a message or Nurse was just thinking like, let's spread out the talent on this team. Whatever it was, it worked. Bring it into the next game. Tough game against the Pelicans. They're not a good defensive team. Can you expose them with lineups like this? I think maybe. Nets in the next game, good opportunity again to use that. I mean, they're a more starter-heavy team, but can you beat up their bench by using Barnes and Gary Trent in those roles? Why not keep pushing with it? It worked. This was just such a fun game from start to finish with the way they played. Outstanding. This might be the best performance of the season. Everything, absolutely everything was clicking for this team. So that was great. A 1A, 1B lineup, as James McPherson says in the comments. I like that. It worked. Let's roll with it. Let's keep going with it. Raptors win 2 games above 500, 0 total days under 500 this season. Games coming up against the Pelicans and the Nets. 2 tough games. Let's go snatch a win in the next one against the Pelicans. We'll be back on Amateur Hour for more content like this. Make sure you are subscribed for more Raptors content and drop a like to support the creator, myself. Put in the work, giving this content for more like this. We got so much coming this season. Super excited for this team. This team, I've been telling y'all, is dangerous when it's healthy. It's not even fully healthy yet, and we saw how far it can go. Big win. Let's keep pushing.